Dun, 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 dun. Hey, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
I was gone last week. I was gone at Next. I was at Next last week. I was at my last week. Might be another next for me, but I don't know.
Guess what I found of you while you're away.
Uh-oh.
It was in that
Am I
picture.
in there? Am I in there? Where am I? Where am I? Oh, way over there on the left. Okay. Yeah. What was that from? Oh, that must have been this past week.
Yeah, Craig.
I see the GenLatte.
Who can we spot here? There's Kate Lovett, Craig,
you,
Emma. Yeah.
Roman.
Yep.
Jin.
Lee.
Michael.
Yep.
Oh, I'm forgetting so many names now. I'm going to be really.
I know.
People are going to be really mad at me. I recognize all the faces. There's Andrew. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the Flutter group at Next, basically. There should also be a GDE picture of me from earlier in the week, but that hasn't been posted anywhere that I know about yet. So yeah, I went to both the GDE Summit and the Next. It was all in Vegas. I walked 26 miles, just short of a marathon in the week.
That's it. You're a marathon man now.
Yeah. Slow marathon.
Oh, if I had known that, yes. And part of the problem was, we should probably introduce ourselves and stuff, but I'll go ahead and say, as long as I'm continuing this, the part of the problem was it took me a good 4 or 5 hours to realize that the app and the map was south upward. And so I would go back and forth between this map that's in the app, trying to see the specific names of things, and then using my Google map, which has a compass, to tell me which way to go. And so I'd go, I need to go north. So because I wanted to go up on the app map. And so I went north, and I ended up in the wrong direction. And I put on probably an extra 3 or 4 miles that way.
It's good to have extra exercise, right?
No, not for somebody who has. I was walking with a cane the entire time. So,
but I mean that is a silly thing, right? I think most people recognize north-facing maps, right? That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
If you have a button to say turn map to the compass direction I'm facing, right? And
right. But it was just a tiny gray icon in the corner. But it took me 3 or 4 hours to figure this out, and I was not getting any younger doing that. Anyway, my biggest complaint, but otherwise a great conference, except everything was too far away.
Especially if you trust the distance.
Yeah, well, that's true. The especially also since the GDE group gathering area was at the furthest away from any front door you could possibly get. It was way back. So you have to go through the entire expo floor. And then everything that was of all the presentations were at the other end of the expo floor. So it was like 2 football fields to traverse every time I wanted to do anything. So
let's just say everyone can't be as good as FlutterCon. Let's just be honest.
FlutterCon was a lot more compact, even though that was already pretty large, because it was one big warehouse. But
yeah, that was definitely a weird venue last time, for sure.
The American one, yeah.
Both the American ones so far. So hopefully
you come to the Europe one. That's really nice, that venue.
Oh, I know. I love the cube.
My camera's pausing, and I'm not sure why. I'm not.
It's fine on our side.
Okay. Fine. I'm pausing to myself. Which is really weird. That should be local, shouldn't it? No. No, it isn't. It's still gonna mix down.
Right. Let's do some instructions.
Let's move on.
Go on the show.
Yeah.
I guess. Let's see.
Yeah.
My name's Simon Lightfoot, Flutter Community Leader and CTO at Dev Angels London. And you can follow me on the social medias at Dev Angels London. Randall.
I'm Randall Schwartz, and I am a Flutter Google developer expert. Have been since the beginning of the program. I think it's about 6 years now, which means I spend a lot of time on all the socials, answering questions for you, and also presenting to conferences, typically remote, and going to GDGs. If you want me to your GDG, invite me, please, because I would love to be at your Flutter-based GDG meetups. But for this show, I have a particular role in that I'm the question magician, which means that I am watching the live chat that we have. I'm looking for any statement there that starts with Q:. That is meant to be a question for us, the panel. I mark that, and in time we take those. We take them in the order given. If you repeat a question, you lose your place in the queue, so don't do that. Here we go. Danielle?
Sure. Hi, I'm Danielle Cox. I'm one of the organizers of the Flutteristas, a pretty cool organization with for female and non-binary Flutter enthusiasts. So if you qualify for that and you're watching us at some point, then hit me up and let's get you over there. Flutteristas.org. You can sign up. We're kind of bad at getting people approved. So find me. Kaylee's in the chat here. Find one of us to know that you're really there, so we can get you passed and get you in. And that would be cool. Other than that, I lead a very small team of Flutter developers at a startup called Ardley, which is kind of exciting. And Simon, I did kind of want to point out the fact that aren't we covering up a pretty important line with the enter your questions in the live chat?
Yeah, I know. I've got to change it. It tried to squish Matt in there, so
Yeah. There we go. See, all right. Okay, that wasn't the line. I thought our line was also talking about how none of us work for Google. So
yeah, we need to change that.
Yeah, we don't have guests on this today, so never mind. Cover the line up. I'm sorry I said it again.
But yeah, and John.
Yeah, John Wizzy. I manage the Flutter Community Medium, try and answer questions when I can in different places, and spend my day with my company working on a few apps that I've got out there, and just doing other things. So,
and sadly, Matt can't be with us today. He's off being busy. So he'll be here next week. So yeah, and I mean, I guess we could do the do's and don'ts. Let's be nice, don't be an idiot, and spam and you get blocked. There you go. Yep. I guess John, do you want to do the media?
Yeah. So so links. Starting out with that, links don't show up. If you post a link, nobody will see it except you, and you'll get frustrated thinking everybody should be seeing it, and they're not. So how do you share code with us? Head over to gist.new, give it a descriptive title, give it a file name that ends in .dart, so we get formatting, so it's nice and pretty, and then paste your code in or type it in or whatever you need to put in there. And then once you publish it, you'll get the URL will change, and you'll have a hash at the end of that. Grab that hash and send us that in the chat, and we can grab that hash, just that little bit at the end, and we can find the gist that way.
We can get the gist from your gist.
Yes, exactly. And we got the gist. It was a week or two ago, right? We had somebody use it, and we worked like a champ.
Yeah, and you can start that process by just going just new. If you're not logged in, you'll be asked to log in and automatically in just new. So that kind of triggers the whole process.
Yep.
Doing it from
I think we need to update the slide for the FCAIC.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. The old slide.
Andrew was on yesterday, wasn't he? Was it Andrew that was on the show yesterday?
Yesterday, Andrew was on.
Yeah, he did a great job summarizing all the things. I just asked Gemini, how many times was the word agent mentioned in the developer keynote? It was 143 times. So
does that include agentic though?
I hold on. Let me burn some more TPU here. How about either?
Very important note here. Get your FlutterCon USA CFP closes tomorrow, so get your talks in. I'll put the link in the chat momentarily.
It's 161 if you include agentic. when including both the terms agent and its plural agents and/or the adjective agentic. The combined frequency is 161. This terminology permeates every stage of the development lifecycle discussed in the keynote, from the design and orchestration of an autonomous system to the security, governance, and observability required to manage them effectively in production. Now, that is a bingo word list if I've ever
at
heard
161 mentions. That's probably at least once every other sentence.
So it was an hour and a half. So yeah, it was pretty intense.
Since we've got
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, since we're on the topic, the Flutter team did release a post. I haven't been through this. Have any of you been through this yet?
No.
I went through it live. I was there, so I remember.
All of us could be there, Randall. Don't rub it in, okay?
I won't go to I/O. I may not make
I'll
it.
Be in I/O, so I'll be at I/O, Randall, and I'm going to try not to rub that in everybody's face. So just letting you know. But when I'm at I/O, that's how I'm going to be trying to make sure I keep everybody's feelings in check, Randall.
Okay, you could be a field reporter for us at I/O. I would certainly not.
Hey, you just saw that picture.
There's 30,000 people.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. This wasn't the same picture, but there's Randall.
No.
Look, you got in the picture.
Similar. Same people.
My face. Yep. This is it.
Rock, yeah.
Am I doing a
selfie? That's Evgeny.
Same group.
Oh, I forgot her name. I'm terrible with names.
Maybe we could ask Google to identify everybody in the picture.
Oh, there's Rhodey. I see Rhodey in the background.
Yeah. Peeking out there. Yeah.
I see Roman now. I didn't see Roman before.
Oh yeah, Roman's down here at the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jin and
Betts is there. I see that. So that's cool.
Betts, that's it. Bet. Yeah. All right. Yep. Anyway, let's see. Dart for Firebase functions. Yeah, that finally made its way in.
Yep.
So those that don't know, Firebase now has. We're actually going to talk about this on the show, so this is good. So we've got experimental Dart SDK support on Firebase Cloud Functions now, so you can now enable that on the client SDK, and then when you initialize, you want to enable it, and then it creates a project with a server.dart with a hello world. Emulators run with it, and then deploy only functions. It will deploy it. So that's the code lab for it as well. Yes.
There were code labs for everything, which was really, really incredible. So the developer keynote at least half a dozen times called out and said, if you want to play with this aspect of setting up your agent structure in the sky, you can do it. And they're giving away $5 cloud credits, which for each of the code labs should be sufficient. So you can play with this for free. Incredible.
I'll make this bigger here. And look at this. The way you start up. Fire up.
Nice.
So you get an instance of Firebase, and then that's got the same calling conventions as you would see on Cloud Functions before, right? Okay, this is the kind of standard, right? And then you got callable result. Okay, so it's a wrapper around the standard stuff. So the package is Firebase_functions on pub. This is one example. Should we see one of the quick starts? Callable functions. You've got a streaming one, which is kind of interesting as well. Let me have a quick nose. Should we have a nose? Why not? Okay, so you might want to make a future dynamic, sure, okay. And then whatever your input parameters are. So this is your future-based streaming results. You can go off to a third-party server and do whatever you need to do. Do a delay, obviously, to fake. It takes time. On-call, get forecast, make it async. And you can get your input.
Did they do a URI parse? They did a URI parse on a string that I use concatenation, right? I hate that one.
Should we do that? Say again?
Go up a little earlier. There was a URI parse on a string that was using interpolation. Nope. Further up.
Oh, this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that, people. Don't do that.
I mean,
Why?
actually,
Why?
well,
Because
if this value, in this case, I'm going to say I would allow it because these are numeric values, right? So you're guaranteed to get a 0 to 9, right? But the point here is you might have special characters which can be escaped with slash, and then you get URL hacking taking place, and like people can do some injection attacks. So not a good idea. Anyway, let's have a quick where was it? Firebase
functions. Yeah, we have a question in the queue. We're not just.
Well, let's have a quick. Let's continue with this for a second.
Finish the opening first. Yeah, finish the opening.
So let's just have a quick. Okay, so you got resize image time sample. Is it going to use the image library? Probably. This is not how to resize images. This is a demo. Yeah, please don't do it this way. I mean, don't get me wrong, it works, but it's like, yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's see. So reads it in from a bucket, reads the object, downloads it. I had a bit of a pushback on this because the Firebase, the cloud SDK uses the class called object with a capital O as a object in the storage, which obviously you have the base object of everything in Dart.
Right.
And you get it's such a, if you have to use the type, it can get really bad. Like it's I don't know if they fixed it yet, but I was like, come on.
There's a question as a follow-up to your comment, Randall, about URI parsing. Somebody wants to know if you can expand.
Yeah, you should watch the video that I haven't done yet. I keep threatening to do this, which is how to use.
He just says, "Don't do this. Watch my video that I didn't do yet."
Yes.
So here's the solution: subscribe to Randall's YouTube channel, and then you'll find out.
Yes, right. And I'll give you my YouTube channel. In fact, here we go. There's my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it, and the answer is going to be there soon. Soon.
All right. Why don't we get a commitment out of Randall right now? When do you think, Randall?
What? Sorry, what?
Oh, she wants a date.
I want to get a commitment out of you. I want you to be.
I want a date now.
I've currently locked and loaded on getting a much better signals introduction out the door, and this is already like immediately next after that, because I've been quoting this for years now. I've been saying this for years, and I keep wanting to point them at something, and I buried a version of it in one of my earlier videos, so it's sort of in my brain. I've already done this, but I haven't done it as a standalone. So, yes.
Should we have a quick browse? Should we have a quick browse? Continue to sort of browse around this SDK.
Sure.
Yeah,
I would love that.
So it looks like FireUp takes that instance of Firebase. Functions runner. Where's function? Why are you not in declared? That's annoying.
Wait a second.
Why did not?
I did.
It must be a type alias, and it's not included in the documentation for some reason.
Sucks.
All right. Well, that's annoying. I guess it was probably Firebase functions. Firebase. Oh, that's cool. So look, you've actually got access to everything: admin, alerts, database, event arc, Firestore, identity, pub sub, scheduler, storage, tasks, test lab. That's pretty cool, I have to say. So you've got the namespace, and then you've got your methods. Yeah, look, before SMS sent, before operation, before user created, before user signed in, all that code. So you can basically, these are all the functions you can like override, for want of a better term, right? So you can do this, and then you can provide your own code to fill in that sort of inbuilt function. So HTTPS being like you can declare whatever one you want, right? Whatever on call or on request. This is using the sort of inbuilt handling of parameters, and then you can use on request, which means whatever HTTP request you want. But the nice thing is they've got all these inbuilt types. The on message published on a pub sub queue. There you go. Look, you can say on topic, and then it will load up your Cloud Function will automatically run when a message is posted to this topic, right? And then you're going to get the message coming here, and you can perform some action. This is super powerful, super nice stuff. It's nice to say that this is all that I have. What really bugs me almost how long have we wanted this, and it feels to me like they started a month ago and it's finished now, and I'm like, come on, like they take that right, like it is. I don't know. I'm kind of curious what was actually involved apart from just building out this like library, but I'm sure there's stuff behind the scenes you have to set up and all the rest of it. Like it's not that simple, but I don't know.
If I can offer an observation on that, particularly because of my experience of what I just saw last week, both of the GDE Summit, where we had all the North American GDEs get together across product areas, so it wasn't just Flutter people, but also Next itself. It seems like the attitude about where Flutter fits in the Google story has shifted to be more direct, because Google is now really focusing on this stack of AI, and there needs to be a UI solution at the front end, and GenUI is promoted heavily and is multi-platform, but particularly including Flutter. And so when Emma was on stage for a lot of the developer keynote, she started out by saying, I'm a Flutter developer, and I built this end view in Flutter, and then it worked its way back to all the other things. But I think it seems like Flutter is more of the equation at this point than it has been for a long time. So that's probably why we're starting to see these kinds of things show up and overnight, because now there's actually resources being allocated to it, which helps.
There's some really nice stuff going on here. I really like what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
they've really they've taken that kind of flimsy kind of. I'm going to say flimsy because I don't like the untyped safeness of kind of what you see in the JavaScript world, and then even with the TypeScript, it's very much like throw a bag full of properties at something, like for options, and they've actually typed it out. You can see what's possible, So for those that don't know, if you want to make your Cloud Function have more memory, you provide an options object when you declare it, and then you can say, okay, memory, and then provide how much memory you need. So, these are just a way of like passing back extra parameters for setup of your thing. Like, you want more CPU, you can have more CPU. A particular type of CPU, Gen 1. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Concurrency is a big one as well. If you want multiple, how many you want to run, how many instances you want, all that kind of fun stuff.
I want a CPU that transcends space and time.
Yeah, so I think there's
CPU.
I didn't even know that you could actually get like Crashlytics. I didn't know there was a Crashlytics namespace now in Cloud Functions. So that's pretty cool, right? So look, on new fatal issue comes through, boom, boom. Send yourself a text message, quick, fix it.
Yep.
Is there anything that you guys have last used in Cloud Functions that you want to have a look at in here, or?
I think I've only used them once for a code lab a few years ago.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with them. Yeah. Might have to look at them now, though. See what I can do.
It seems really comprehensive, like all the support that they've got. Just about to say, look, make this scheduled event that goes every day. Run this Cloud Function, right? It's just super simple with this. I'm really impressed. Like, this is exactly what I wanted for a very. In some cases, I feel like it's come a bit late now, but I think I can find a future for this. Task stuff is very handy.
Better late than never, I guess.
Exactly. I like the way also that they've got event arc. This basically means on any of the other events from any of the other cloud stuff that's not mentioned, you can still get the events coming through.
Nice.
All of like Google Cloud stuff uses fires up vectors that you can like listen to using this. Yeah. All right. Cool. Oh, alerts. On alert published. Okay. No.
Be alert. Everyone wants alert.
Oh, app distribution, billing, crash analytics, performance. Okay. I wonder what this admin app is. Initialize Firebase admin SDK application instance.
No Windows support with Firebase. Oh.
You can use Windows with Firebase. Not like this, not obviously server side, but on the client side you can. Like there's a C++ library you can use. So
Yep.
it's not. Don't get me wrong. It's not like plugin like Windows
Yeah.
Go, but no, you can. Sorry, I was trying to find like. You talked about like a Firebase. It's kind of interesting. You talked about a Firebase. Where was it? I lost it. Firebase. Firebase app, which obviously is not a type in this exploit in this library for admin SDK. And kind of curious what this gives you access to. If it gives you kind of create user profile and all that kind of stuff, but it must be probably from a dependence. Aha! Firebase admin SDK. 13 days ago. Okay, so they've actually done a full admin SDK. Here we go. App check, auth. There you go. Create user. Create custom token. This is super nice. Like for them to like, generate verification, generate password reset link, sign in with email. This is what I wanted. Yeah, no, TOTP as well, multi-factor. There's definitely a lot you can do from here. Okay, what else was there? Auth fight functions. Task queue. Cloud messaging. Look at that. We've actually got a proper send function in Dart now for cloud. Brilliant. And look, topic messaging, this is a token message. Supporting Android, APNs, web push. I can see some really nice tutorials and things come out of the back of this as well, right? Even managing your raw sets, that's brilliant. The fact that you can access the storage as well, just get download URL. Bosh,
Somebody have a 3D printer running in the background?
Yeah, somebody has a 3D printer. Not here.
Oh, you do.
Oh, okay.
So you can't hear mine from here, so.
Yeah.
All right.
I can hear this low level buzz. It's kind of, now it's gone because she muted.
Oh, that's better. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, that's enough browsing around that. I think there's some really interesting, there's some really interesting stuff going on here. Okay, so they're still going to add support for a few things in the admin SDK by the looks of it, but they're doing it. So
yeah,
as it says, you can access these things by the other packages. So that's okay. Wow.
Cool.
It's actually
cloudy cloud.
Right.
I wonder how many times I heard the word cloud over the week too. Probably a lot.
No more.
That's right.
Right. Let's go back to
got questions.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, there's a quick way that you can follow the guide. I'll pop the link into the guide into the chat for anyone that wants it. But yeah, that's definitely something to peruse. I'm very.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. Put it that way. Right. What else did we kind of got okay. Big announcements. We got the big announcement out of the way.
Yep.
GenLatte.
Yes. That was developed during about 3 or 4 in a row observable Flutter shows, and I sat in the chat for most of those. And what it did is it would basically take a where's your happy place, and then it would generate an image using Nano Banana, and then you could alter it by changing things in it. This is all using GenUI with Flutter. And then it would go to the latte printer and print that. So you got to carry around a latte with your happy place as an image. It was really rather cool. And very popular booth. Very popular booth. Apparently at I/O, they're going to have 2 of those across from each other with 4 baristas running it. And it's going to be awesome at I/O.
Wow.
That's Craig there.
There's no picture of some of the results. I'm going to see a cup of coffee with them.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't get one because I don't like coffee. So, and apparently they're gonna have other beverages as well, so I can get hot tea with latte on it or something. Let's see, right?
That kind of thing last year. It wasn't Flutter, but last year at I/O, what they had was drones delivering pies. So that was kind of fun.
Wow.
Nice.
Heartful app. What's that? What's this?
Is this the app? Oh,
something else built with GenUI? I have no
demo
idea.
the app. Yeah.
Yeah, the UI is generated on the fly. It says so. Yeah. The Builder Hub. I walked by that slowly and painfully a few times. There was a lot of
north or south?
Yeah, right. Trying to figure out probably east or west because that building was east to west oriented. So the north side I knew was the exiting things towards my hotel. And of course, to get to my hotel, you had to go through a bridge of stores and restaurants, and then all the way through the Mandalay Bay Casino, and then another bridge over the road of stores and restaurants. And then my elevator was all the way at the north end of the Luxor. So it was a
long way.
Yeah. And then oddly enough, the drop-off point for the lift was not the same as the pickup place for the lift. And I only found that out as I was carrying my bags around when I was trying to go to the airport. Well,
so
I'll know.
Sessions. It was talking about the different sessions, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That looks like
yeah.
Firebase meeting. Yeah, there was kind of a meetup area that they had scheduled events at, and I went to the one for Flutter, of course. And I got to hang out with Rhodey, and we talked first about Signals. Signals 7 is on its way now that he's passed this flurry of activity. Well, maybe after Go. He says 2 nights a week that he has undivided attention for his own projects, and Signals is definitely going to get some up things there. But I also asked him a lot about anti-gravity because he's in the anti-gravity DevRel team essentially at this point, or maybe the development team. I can't remember what side of the wall he's on, but he's a big anti-gravity guy, and he encouraged me to use anti-gravity more for auto completion than for prompting, because there's a lot of magic in the auto completion anti-gravity that I didn't realize. There's a lot of focus for how it works in order to understand how to do auto completion. It's probably more like what Simon and others are getting from Augment Code, where it seems to be a smarter about what it's auto completing. So I'm going to start giving that a try. I haven't written more than about 10 lines of Flutter code in the past year. I've written tens of thousands of lines of prompts. I think I got to pull that back and get back to getting that coding window again.
Right.
I get inspired every week by Simon, and then I just ignore it. Don't do any of it when I'm sitting at home.
Can we get back to our show then?
Yes, we can do that. We have a question.
So, hey, before we jump onto that, there was a point I wanted to cut here. Someone talked about Windows support, right?
Yeah.
I did say there's a Firebase C++ SDK, right? So especially the C++ SDK, you can add to your sort of whatever your current cloud project is, right? Xcode or whatever, right? Doesn't matter. It does say, interesting, it does say Xcode, but it is just C++. It won't need those. And then if you look at the reference, let's just bring up the reference. There you go. You've got analytics, app check, auth, database, Firestore, functions, installations, messaging, remote config, storage, UMP. So all that stuff, you know, you can access. So if you want to do like Firestore on your Windows app, you can still use it through this interface, right?
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, like it's just a way. It's definitely not like one-to-one. I'm just chuck this in my Flutter app and it's going to work, right? But no, you can access all this stuff using FFI, right?
Nice. Okay. Like that.
Right. Shall we get to some questions, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The first one is asked and answered, but not to this person apparently. So Callan asks, I recently read recently that the Dart team were putting macros on hold, having looked into it for the past 2 years. What's the main idea behind macros as a language feature? Is it like Build Runner? Well, it doesn't matter now because they're not doing macros.
But augmentation, I'm still waiting for those.
Yeah, augmentations are coming.
And primary constructor is going to be handy.
I have to say, this work, the work that they did do over the 2 years hasn't gone away. Like it's not like, oh, we've done all this work and now we're not kidding with it. It doesn't work that way. They've put a lot that in doing this exercise, they found a lot of things that have improved. So Build Runner is one of those improved vastly since it
right,
you know, just a year ago even. But I think the idea of macros is to not have to have that code generation step, right? So that code is should we say is more like on the fly, accessible on the fly. But yeah, no, it brought up too many complexities in integration at the end of the day. So they were like, we're not going to have it in its entirety the way that we were hoping for it, but it has driven them into, we can deliver I mean, these pieces of the pie. So
part of it was that it seems like every solution they were attempting was making hot reload go slower, and that's sacred. You don't make hot reload go slower, because that's one of the real amazing benefits, the secret sauce actually, but everybody else is copying it. So so it was a worthwhile effort, but it's coming out with a different outcome as a result because of the things discovered. So that's that. Anything else on that before I go on to the next question? All right, then what's this I hear about cloud functions coming to Dart? Will there be a purpose of added to Dart? We just did that. You got here a few minutes too late. So rewind the tape. Rewind. Not right now. Not right now. Keep watching us. but the last 10 minutes of the show were about that.
So there is I'll just put a link in the chat just to make sure you've got it, which is there's a package on pub called Firebase functions, I think it was.
Firebase _function.
Firebase _functions, that's the one, and that's now the official Dart SDK, which you can use on your server-side code, and that allows you to write cloud functions purely in Dart, right?
Yeah, so I guess that you're getting to the second part of his question, right? What's the purpose? Well, it's to use Dart to write functions that live in the cloud and that you can call.
So previously, to write cloud functions, you would have had to choose Python or JavaScript or TypeScript, that kind of stuff, right? And you know, if you've already got there's a whole section anyway. But if you've already got this whole kind of cross-platform Dart code, it's like, well, I want to use it cross-platform. I want to be able to use my models and my JSON parsing, whatever else, in my cloud on the other side of my connection for the app. Now, officially, you've always been able to do that in terms of you can just write some some Dart server-side code and have that run. However, it doesn't run on cloud's platform natively, which kind of you go, why, why is that? So I think Cloud Functions being, I think we've been through this chart a billion times, I'm not going to bring it up, but Cloud Functions being the easiest way to deploy server-side code, like, you just write your thing and run the deploy function, means that, we now get the ecosystem as a benefit from that in terms of easy to get code out there and easy to get stuff running. So I'd say that's the purpose.
As I recall, earlier, there was like two ways to do this. One was you could use Dart to JS and build a JS cloud function, but that was always one language away. Then you had to understand how to map your errors back to the Dart code that broke it. The other was, I think there was an unofficial Dart edge function library for a while, or if it's not still
there was one called Globe, and that's still around, written by Invitays. And that effectively does the same thing. It runs the Dart.js, but it handles that mapping for you and a bit of the helpful stuff, and it kind of tries to bridge that gap, right? But again, that's running. I think a lot of that was running your own cloud functions on edge nodes around the world, So that's a slightly different proposition to this. You can, of course, run your cloud functions in multiple regions, but it's a problem.
You can live in the cloud now. Yay. All right. Enough of that. No more questions at the moment, so we can keep riffing. Please get your questions in by putting a Q in front of them in the chat room, and we will take them in the order they are presented. So let's see. Trying to think of what else I saw in either, I think. Just that also GenUI is being taken more seriously because there's actually it's Dart implementing the A2UI protocol, which is becoming a standardized protocol, and other big players besides Google are adopting this same strategy. So it soon might be that you can use other LLMs easily and not just count on the fact that they're generic LLM processors to deal with this. So they're starting to bake A2UI into Gemini and A2UI into other places, the same way that 6 months ago they were baking function and MCP calls into the LLMs as part of their training process. So yay. All good stuff. It's amazing watching what Gemini's doing, and I've been, making projects and stuff with it and answering questions, and just like the other day, I realized that my personal installed applications folder had a lot of grade slashes in it because it was older code that wouldn't run with my current Mac OS. And so I asked Gemini CLI, I said, I got a bunch of grade slashes in this directory. What can I do about that? And what does it mean? And it came up with a bunch of commands to run to determine like that I actually had some 32-bit applications. That's how long ago they've been sitting on my disk and not used. It was like going back in time, though, when it was listing these things like, oh, yeah, that game I used to play 8 years ago. Oh, yeah. It's no longer will even launch, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get rid of all the things that don't launch. And it ultimately ended up finding 6 gigabytes of apps that were no longer qualified, but it figured out the right commands to drill down into them and stuff. It was really
not bad. Or one version of Xcode for 6 gigabytes, right?
There you go. But yeah, so it's nice now. I mean, I'm happy that this is happening. I'm sad that it's taking away, that it's sort of leveraging off creative efforts unwillingly. So I'm kind of mixed about that as a content creator, but I'm happy that it's helping me. So sometimes that overwhelms my concern for the leachiness, I guess, being a leech. There got to be a word for that. I don't know. Just rambling now.
Everybody and their dog, of course, is talking about AI in the and the effect it has on our jobs.
Mhm.
But I actually did. I did catch a YouTube video recently that really I thought the guy did a good job. You know, and his take was actually that it's not going to hurt the juniors as much as it's going to hurt the mid tier. You know, we still need the seniors, and the juniors we can turn over and say, go do this, and they can go do it. It's those middle ones that are stepping beyond that, but don't have all the knowledge and stuff. I thought that was interesting.
It's an interesting take. I will say though that it sounds good, apart from the fact that people are not hiring juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think apparently I saw a couple of these articles saying that there's a lot of rehiring taking place of people that were fired due to AI because they realized, like I think it was AWS had more outages in the last like 6 months than ever before, like in the same sort of period. Or
all that great code that the AI was writing for them.
But this is it, right? Basically, what's happening is it's this. We've seen this, but I think I've seen this personally. I think maybe some other people here have seen it, but that's like you get these massive PRs of obviously always generate code. And it's great you've got always code and all the rest of it. It got to the point, but delivering a piece of code in such a big block takes it's so difficult to code review, and you have to understand it all. It's not like it's in nice digestible chunks,
Yeah.
And of course, this means that things slip through the cracks, and it makes the review process harder. And of course, AIs aren't perfect. They just, and just as humans aren't, right? So they need to be reviewed.
Well, and another part of this take that I thought was also good was how, you can't review all the code anymore. It's just there's too much of it going on, and it's coming in too fast, and so it becomes, and how, AI will write bad code and then it'll write tests that prove the bad code. So it's much more incumbent now to make sure your specs are nailed down tight to make sure this stuff works. I thought it was a really good take on, it wasn't a sky is falling. It's very much it's changing, and here's how it's changing, and let's talk about how to best survive it.
I had some older generation people I was speaking to that aren't really tech people, and they were asking me about AI since I'm the tech guy, right? And I was trying to explain to them about like what happened with libraries and the internet, right? I said, look, there was always fuss when the internet came out with having accessible to all this like, books and stuff and data online that libraries are going to go away and stuff, right? Library attendance is obviously down because people can read on different types of screens and devices, right? However, it hasn't got rid of libraries, right? Like there's still demand for people to read in actual books. Like I cannot read a book on a screen, frankly. Like that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Like
to read 200 pages or whatever, or or 1,000 pages, whatever the book is, on a screen, it's not feasible. So I think that there's an aspect of this which is very similar to that in terms of things will change, right? And they will change, but it just doesn't mean like everything collapses and the world's going to go to hell, right? I think it does. I think what we are missing though, frankly, in our sector is a lot of regulation. It sounds like a bad term, right? But don't get me wrong, right? Like it has that meaning, but it also is that there needs to be like third-party guidance there, or like people from the industry all talking about these things and actually having people work together. We have things like go back to the USB Foundation, USB group, right? The people that actually came up with the USB standard, the companies they're literally competing technology companies working together to make a standard that everyone can use. And I think that this is what we need. We need, as you were saying earlier, Randall, if you've got this A2 UI kind of spec coming out of this, and like people are starting to take on board that, it's that kind of get all these places working together in that, we don't just, all go off in each other's directions and it just doesn't work, right?
Well, it's like skills now can be a publishable thing and a curated thing. And like, for example, the Flutter and Dart teams are both working on Flutter skills and Dart skills. And I think they're ready to publish it. If not, they're at least available already in the GitHub. and they're in their respective repos. So the Flutter skills are in the Flutter repo, and the Dart skills are in the Dart repo. And I don't know if there's going to eventually be an easy way to install those per project, or whether you want to always have them as globals. I don't think you do, because it would be heavy pollution for projects that aren't related to Dart and Flutter. So you want to make sure they're only installed when appropriate. But the nice thing about skills, if you're not familiar with the differences, is like rules or system instructions apply from the get-go during this conversation. In other words, the entire thing of it is loaded into your context. But a skill is two parts. It's a little part, a header, and then a body. And the headers are the only things that are injected into the context. And what happens is, if the LLM then comes up by reading all these headers and goes, oh, that knowledge is what I really want, it will then send back a system that then the host can then send down the body. And so it's a triggered set of context. And so skills are really a nice medium between having everything in an MCP versus having everything in a system instruction, if that makes any sense. Hopefully I wasn't just jibber-jabbing there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just thinking how MCP is another example of that, right? Like, kind of like, it literally did come out like MCP did come out of like some big company. Someone just invented this thing. I don't even know who.
Anthropic did that. Yeah, they did skills. So yeah.
And it's like, okay, we've made this thing now. Everyone's using it because it's been standardized. Yeah, Model Context Model was created by David Sora Piera and Justin Spar Summers. And I'm not going to say that right, am I? Both working apparently in London, in the United Kingdom. Anthropic.
Yay! Just down the street from you. Cool. So check those out. And the Gemini CLI extension for Dart installs both activity to it connects up the Dart MCP, which has wonderful powers of finding packages, watching the analyzer, being able to take screenshots, bunch of stuff, but also a bunch of Flutter skills. And I think they're probably going to upgrade those skills with the skills that the Flutter team is propagating. I don't know that as an insider at all, but I'm guessing that would make logical sense about where you would put the Flutter skills and Dart skills is inside the Dart and Flutter extension for Gemini CLI, which can be used by anti-gravity directly. So that's nice. It all gets incestuous because it's all different formats. Right? Yeah, I know. That every time I hear MCP, I think Tron. I can't get around that. It's just natural. MCP, I am the master control program. Yes. My name is Tron. I fight for the users. Almost like the Reboot show. I don't know if anybody ever caught
Reboot. Yeah, everyone. So did you know? I'm going to just put some facts out there. So you've heard of Linus Tech Tips, Linus Media Group.
Yep.
The Reboot TV series was one of the very first TV series that was all done on CGI, all done in computer graphics, kids TV program in the early 90s, I think it was. And the only copy that actually existed out there was a DVD version that literally by the original people that made it as well, DVD version that was published. I think it was in Russia or somewhere, and they had the English track on it, right? Like it was like this only exists. There's really basically you couldn't get HD copy of it anywhere. But the media company, Framework Media, like that's the name of like the
Mainframe. Mainframe.
Yeah, Mainframe. Yeah, but that's not the name of the company. I think that actually did it. They still exist.
No, that was the name of the company that was producing it. Yeah.
Yeah. But the company actually still exists, and they've been doing games, and they've got in storage. They managed to do a go to the documentary. They track down all the visual videotapes, and these videotapes are like they're storing bitmap frame graphics in like I think they're in like high they're 2K per frame, right? So really high quality bitmap graphics on this like like a VHS. There's like a big VHS cassette tape, right? It's a special media cassette tape. But the players, no one makes the players for them anymore. So Linus Media Group had helped fund buying some of these machines and repairing them, getting them repaired, and then paying someone to help transfer all the media into digital format, deinterlacing and fixing them up where there's errors and so on, and just like they've been restoring all of the original Reboot series off of the original media at 2K. Then they're going to do an upgrade. I think they're going to upres 4K, and it's going to be published out there so everyone can see it. But at the moment, Mainframe are publishing it on their YouTube channel. Each time they rip one and it gets remastered, they're pushing it out on their YouTube channel. So if you want to rewatch Reboot, you can find it on their YouTube channel. I
watched the first two already. It's incredible. It brings back so many memories because I used to watch that show religiously. Yeah, it's
quite funny. Is that it's what's the word? You've never seen it it's one of those things that happens, right? You have to be old like the rest, all of us on here to know this, but you go back to your childhood, right? You go over watch something from your childhood, and it's like crap, right? Like you can watch it and be like, I can't believe I like this because it's like so crap, right? But also there's an aspect of this which you can watch something, and it doesn't play to being a show for children. Does that kind of make sense? It's for all ages, and it's comical. It makes sense. It's not like a kids program. However, also there's that kind of thing that you remember seeing something like you can maybe remember playing like original games and thinking about the quality of them, thinking, oh, how high quality they were. You go play them again, like really crap compared to what you've seen since then, right? But then you can play like a remastered version, and it brings back those memories. But it's almost like you feel like you're playing the original game, but it's high. It doesn't come out right, but you're playing a high quality version. You don't realize it's not the original, and that's what happens with the Reboot series. Like you can watch it, but you've never seen it like that before. Does that kind of make sense? Because all you saw was a blurry, like standard definition PD signal with
on an old TV that wasn't very clear. Yeah.
Oh, you're off, Danielle. Sorry, I talked you away, did I? Sorry.
Not a problem. Thanks, everybody. See you all next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yes, next week. And so we have some questions in the queue, and we can come back from talking about Reboot.
Sorry. Well, look, we're just here chatting whilst we wait for questions.
Yeah, that's it. We can riff pretty well here. We can fill up an hour easily.
And worst case, we can fire up the old Randall karaoke. So.
Yeah, right. I'll never close your eyes. Nope, I don't want to do the needle drop problem. There we go.
For those that are interested, I've put a link to the playlist for the HD Reboot series. They've got the first 5 episodes there.
Well, it's like 4 seasons, wasn't it? So it's probably like what 50 shows, 60 shows, something like that.
I think it might be more than that, actually. Hang on.
Oh
yeah. It was. There's probably a Wikipedia page about it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something.
I'm literally loading that up.
That's right. It's my first hit always. Well, now you know what I do is I have a shortcut AI that invokes Google with AI with the flag turned on, so it jumps directly into a Google search with AI mode enabled. So I read that one. Oh, that's the formula, because you have to figure out what extra things to put in the question mark query to make sure that triggers AI mode. And now I do that. So now I hit my key, and then I type AI space and then anything I want, and up comes a Google search window that has AI mode already enabled.
Nice.
Saved me about 2 steps.
13 episodes in season 1.
Okay.
Well, I want to look at the episode count. Okay, they counted them. So there's 47, 50 episodes. 48 episodes, including a special.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean that's
so 43 more to go. All right.
Cool. So, 47 episodes says.
And then he said 1 special. So.
Yeah, apparently it was unaired special. Shown between seasons 1 and 2 for the making of Reboot, unaired.
So unaired.
I don't know if that means that it was never aired, or if it just means it was unaired on TV on its original air date, and you can only get on like DVD or something.
Right.
With the director's cut.
Yeah. I still want to see the second assistant director's cut of a movie. Because I always laugh when I see that title, because there's usually an assistant director, but there's never a second assistant director. It's always second assistant director as the official next slot down. And I don't know, what does he do? Direct just consonants and vowels or something? What's left after you get that far down the scale? Anyway. How about we take another question? Just to keep this on track. Yep. Okay, here we go. Asim Khan says, tell me the answer in one word, please. The future full stack web development demand will remain the same. No, it will change. We just don't know which way. There. That's a one word answer, but really it could change or it could stay the same. I'm not psychotic. Psychic. I mean psychic. I'm not psychic.
The way you do it, but it says the demand will be the same.
Yeah, the demand will remain.
No, the demand's going to keep increasing for full stack web development.
Yeah,
that's guaranteed, because web is not going away tomorrow. Web is here to stay. Web is embedded now. It's until everybody gets a VR headset and can just have knowledge sprayed right into their head, which I hope never happens.
Up on like 40 years of web or something at this point. So
when did we lose? So do you remember there was that when Android and iOS, in the first years of Android and iOS, they were like, which one's going to beat the other one, and which one's going to be and there's like, no, they're just there. They're going to continue the same, right?
Yeah.
Not one's going to die. I think it's that kind of feeling as well. Like people just keep going on about like, when's it going to end? It's like, no, it's going to stay.
Yeah.
So I've not done like Android development as a proper thing. I've only done Flutter development, but I understand the new Android releases, Google's going to start locking down, so no side loading and stuff like that. Is that worrisome?
It's what's been mentioned. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's rumored to go around. I think I might have seen it on some blog posts, but to what degree and how that works, I mean, I don't see how they can do that, to be fair. Right? Like, because you can always unlock your device and put whatever you want on there, right? So I don't know.
What if that goes away though? What if they disable the ability to unlock your device unless you're a developer?
Google can't do that. It's down to the manufacturers, right?
Yeah, but they could demand, if you're going to rent Android from us, that your Android has these properties.
Well, then people might go the way of Huawei or whatever.
Yeah. We'll see it. Toothpaste. You squeeze the tube, something comes out, right?
Yep.
You don't know which direction though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Enough on that. Let's go on. Can Gemma or Gemini Nano run as a cloud function? Yes, there's demonstration of Gemma 4 running as cloud functions, and actually even I think Gemma 3 could do that as well. But so Gemma.
Would you be using the vector? What's it called? The cloud AI stuff too.
You can get TPUs for cloud functions, so you could run Gemma 4 on a TPU, a partial TPU. Yeah, they were talking about that at the show, so that's why I bringing that forward. I don't totally understand it. I haven't done the code labs now. So my next goal for the next couple of weeks is every spare moment I'm going to do the next code lab. Yep. Because I want to have hands-on with all this, and I can come back and talk to y'all and talk to everybody as GDE. This is how the whole cloud infrastructure works for Flutter.
But I mean, Vertex, what's it called? Vertex AI is still a thing there, right?
Vertex is gone. Vertex has been rolled into Gemini Enterprise.
Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform, formerly Vertex AI. Okay.
that was Vertex AI. It's now got a
Marketing
new
strike
name.
again. It's come up with a great name.
Yes. They had to put Gemini in it somewhere. So eventually they're going to have Gemini Enterprise, Gemini.
Yeah.
Yes, right. It's naming is tough. Naming is just
what
tough.
I was thinking was you'd probably use, I mean, like if it was me and I was doing something, I wouldn't probably do it serverless, right? I'd probably like use a platform like that, host your model, and then like have it access it and spin it up on demand, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So your cloud function can just spin it up on demand and use it. It doesn't feel right. Like I can't imagine a cloud function as being a nice way of running, like loading up a model every single time the cloud function spins up and activates into the TPU, and like that's literally what the whole agentic platform's for, right? So
well, you'd probably end up with session affinity so that you're talking on your conversation to the same exact host thing, whatever that is. It's probably session affinity. But yeah, the whole agentic thing, the A to A stuff kind of makes some of this moot because you're going to be talking to something which is going to have a registry of agents that it can go to for various things. And I was watching all sorts of information about how the security is going to be done. Agents are going to have their own UUIDs that are, authorized, authenticated. Yeah. So it'll be I see amazing things possible in the future, and I'm also seeing a lot of people vibe coding crap into existence that's going to be leaky as hell. I think we're going to get both in the near future. We're going to get leaky, crappy stuff by some people, and really amazing ways of hooking a bunch of stuff together otherwise.
Agent runtime is a set of services that enable developers to deploy, manage, scale AI agents in production. Runtimes handle the infrastructure to scale agents in production. You can focus on creating applications. Runtimes offers the following services. So deployment, customization, container, security features, access models, deploy agents in different whatever.
Can I ask Gemini to simplify that for me?
You're using interaction with users and agents, growing definitive source of super conversations. So you got platform sessions, memory bank, execution. And as you said, with governance, you've got like agent identity and gateways so they can access things.
Right.
There's also like there's examples here of agent to agent as well. And
yeah, you end up with a map similar to the way that Firebase Firestore is, where you have an identity or a group of identities that can have these access privileges, mapping it through based on conditions. It's very flexible at that level, so it's probably modeled off of the security already in place for Firebase. But yeah, it looked pretty awesome. At least on demos, it actually they typed commands and then they would say, "Oh, but to save time, we're going to go to this next window." And I go, "Oh yeah, that's how you do a live AI demo. You keep saying this is going to take a bit, so we'll just go to the one we already did earlier today." Yeah, right. I'm sure it was done earlier today. I'm sure it was all baked in. But anyway, yeah, it was fun.
I think that.
Yep.
Yeah, anyway, come on. Let's carry on.
Go ahead. I think I'm done on that. All right.
No. Yeah, let's carry on with questions. So you got more.
Okay. Let's see. So Rami Swamani, which I'm mangling. Sorry. What are the advantages and disadvantages of Flutter to React? Honestly, you mean you think we've been lying all this time, saying how cool Flutter is? Is that we've been lying? Of course, because we want to join us, one of us, right? No, it's not a cult. We use Flutter because it works.
I mean, use whatever you want, and like end of the day is try it out. If you like it and it does what you want it to do, then use it. I mean,
right.
I'm not sure honestly what the latest multi-platform support is in React, but it's not. I don't think it's there where Flutter is, right? And especially when it becomes to a lot of that kind of, a lot of the feedback that I've heard from people with React is that one around also custom widgets. Like one of the failures is just how complicated it is to do custom widgets with React compared to Flutter, right? But pick and choose your battles, right? Like try it out. If it does the job you need to do, go for it, right?
Well, and some of it is what's your background, right? I mean, if you've got a web background, you might find React easier to pick up and use. If you're,
it's kind of interesting though that from a development perspective, Flutter sits in that realm of being very much like in between JavaScript and Java and all those kind of languages. So you end up with like this nice middle ground I think anyone can kind of move to. So if you've got experience with JavaScript or TypeScript, picking up Dart is like, you can do it in a week. You know what I mean? Like it's not
the people that are objecting to the challenge of learning Dart haven't tried to learn Dart because there's nothing to it. It's a boring language. It's really nothing spectacular in it.
I mean, like Simon was saying, if you've got JavaScript, Java, C#, I mean, experience with it's almost identical, right? So I mean, picking it up should be nothing for you. Yeah. So
there's only so many ways to do a strongly typed language. Oops. Am I fading out there? I'm beaming back to my home planet. Oh no. They're calling me back. I'm sorry. Give me a few more minutes.
Transporter's glitching.
Transporter glitching. Yeah, right. Scotty, get me out of here. Right. I should have that effect queued up. We got we have another question.
We do.
Yes. Okay. Mike Megalodon. Oh, there's a name I can almost pronounce. Anybody use Firebase functions in Dart? Did you encounter any issues? Well, we might in a few minutes if we do a live demo with it.
Yeah.
The problem with doing it, I want to, but the problem with doing it is it just ends up being one of those things where
Yeah, it takes an hour to get your Firebase key set up and all the right things in your Well,
maybe next week we can plan for next week and we can do the
next week. Yes,
up ahead of time and then do some basic functions next week to do things.
I mean, what we're doing, I mean, I'm trying to think like what we could do with it's that kind of thing of like you need to know.
Well, you can mock stuff, right? I mean, it could be like a function that would normally hit like maybe something in the database and return.
I'm thinking about like you need some. What I really hate about like examples and things like this is that they are too examples, too much like examples. Like it's like here's something you can do. Just don't do it like this.
Yeah. Oh, that way. Yeah.
Right. And I would just feel like if you're going to do something properly, right, it's good to show.
Or in complete, right? So I actually gave some feedback in GitHub last week to the code lab, surprisingly, on adaptive responsive layout building.
Okay.
Right. So they built this really nice code lab for Material 3 to show you how to do responsive layouts in Flutter. So you build a nice little screen that has a list of, kind of like an email messaging app. But they didn't take it to the last step that people need to know how to do. Right. It shows you how to build a responsive menu. So you get the nav bar versus the nav rail and how to show 1 versus 2 parts of the screen. So you can have the list and the detail or just the list. And that's where they stopped. So there's nothing about, when it's only the list because you're on a phone, how do you handle navigation and coming back versus when it's both on the screen, which is all they handled? And how do you do things like that? They left out, and it's like, well, that's the part people don't know how to figure out, right? They want to know.
There's this difficult jump, and from all the years of creating tutorial material I've had, there's this difficult jump between showing kind of what this does in isolation and showing how this is typically used in a larger framework. Because there's like a nonlinear jump in there somewhere every single time. And if you are trying to show this thing in the larger world, the reader has to kind of go through all of that to really understand that relationship to this now.
Yeah.
And it's a learning problem. It's I don't think we've solved it. We've made great complex frameworks that we've had to describe over and over again. But I don't think it's a great solution to that, other than sort of these medium-sized projects that use a lot of different things, and then that way you get educated on all the collection, but it can't be focused on just how to use a Firebase function, because that lives in a world of other things I'd also have in Firebase.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where you have to, it's kind of needs like you have to kind of orchestrate the whole thing, right? So, okay, we're going to do one collab on building a Firebase function, and then other things that use that function so that you understand how it all goes together. But you don't have to do them, in order to do this one, you had to do the other one, right? But they don't have to be like one big code lab. It could be multiple in a series. But
I suppose just thinking about it. So I think some people think things that people get wrong. Well, I find it hard to do is to do custom claims in Firebase with Firebase Auth, how to have roles for users so that limiting access to your cloud functions based on roles. So admins can add users or delete users, where normal users can't call their cloud function, how to do stuff like that. That could be like a nice piece to cover. I mean, a short of like making a little like notepad kind of to-do app. I mean, like I just, it's really fun. It'd be nice to try and find something of practical value,
I mean, how many more to-do apps do we need? It's like how
we can convert the to-do app to use a function and store in the cloud.
No more to-do apps. Oh, it's a nice idiom because it's it's common, it's understandable, it has state, it has remote state, it has free-form input, it has a lot of things that illustrate a lot of nuances. But man, does everything need to be a to-do app? There needs to be another new metaphor.
Who was it that was
getting inspiration? Yes.
So who was it that did that Flutter, that did a GitHub project where they had every single different state management, and they would do a to-do app. It was like the same code.
There's been a few.
If only we had a way of searching our previous shows.
Maybe that's what we should work on.
Yeah, there we go. Go and get the synopsis of last week and analyze it and put it into a RAG database. Oh, we should use Mila Jovovich's RAG database. That would be great.
Sure. I was thinking that was like what we're talking about.
Do you know about this?
Just hang on. I was thinking about maybe what we can do is actually do what we said we could do. Like have an index for all the shows, what questions were in them, all that kind of information, get that into like a database.
Yeah.
Get for one of them, a web app maybe like working where you can using Flutter or Jasper and kind of do all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can add AI to it.
Right. AI could build a summary, a nice little paragraph summary of each episode.
Yep. Yeah, there's Mila Jovovich's MCP that does RAG in the public chat.
The best benchmarked open source AI memory system, and it's free. That's a statement.
Yes. And it was commissioned by Mila Jovovich. Yes, the actress. Seriously.
Fifth
Element.
Fifth Element, that's it. Not Sense Element.
Right, and all the something dead shows. I forget what the name of the
Evil
was.
Evil
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. And isn't she the new Is she the new Laura Croft
Yeah, I think so.
in the new Tomb Raider that they're doing?
I think so. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
But yeah, it's basically a free memory. So what it is your LLM can say remember this data structure, and then later on it can query it efficiently because it has a vector database and a local SQLite. That's kind of nice. Yes, cool stuff. Yep.
Thomas Burkhardt did an all-state manager.
Oh, that might be it. That might be it.
Yeah,
he would be the guy.
I've seen a few people, but yeah, Thomas may definitely have done that.
And they keep leaving out signals. I keep telling people,
it's newer, so people, it's.
I know.
We gotta get our video out. I gotta finish that up, Randall, so we can do our videos.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. We should definitely. I've got mostly wide open schedule these days, sadly. What was I going to say? Darn it. So, Rody says, wow, there's really been an increase in signals over the last 3 months or so. And I go, maybe it's me.
Maybe we've been talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
You said maybe it's because of every week we're talking about.
Every week we bring up signals. Yes. I've had a lot of the converts though tell me, hey, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I mean, because it's, I even told Rody, face to face. I said the big thing about it is it's just another data type. It's not a framework, and I think that's the elegance of it. You don't have to learn a whole complicated framework. You've just got this one thing that you add, and all of a sudden your data is observable.
Yep.
And very, very few surprises. So, yay. Yes, there's Forgive God in the channel, of course, always backing that up. So we got some live code ideas because it's kind of at that point in the show.
I guess so. I mean, what we're going to do? Anyone?
Were we working on anything last week that we had to stop? I forget. Well, actually, I don't know. I wasn't here last week. I don't know. Did you guys work on anything last week?
We showed off Q, the animation framework.
Yeah.
That was
good. Yeah, we played with that just a little bit. I did reach out. I saw him on my.
He's in the study group now, and he's talking about maybe coming on next week. We don't know yet.
Awesome. Yeah, because I reached out to him and told him, hey, find Simon or I. It'd be great to have him on, talk about Q or whatever else he's working on.
Yes. I mean, what do we want
to? So, hey, where did you end up with the journal? Did you finish that? And
no, I've not picked up since we last time.
He only works on it on the show. Remember?
I only asked because I know there was a lot of interest in it and interest in if it was ever going to be published in a way that people could take a look at it, but I didn't know if we had finished it yet.
We certainly could look into that. I'm not sure where we got to in terms of actually making it work, because the thing is, they changed the data structure and they removed a bunch of stuff, and it became less optimal, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens.
Ask Augment to fix it. Let's see if it just does the right thing.
No, it works. It's that the data's not there anymore. They're not giving us the data that they gave us before, right? And then I think there's a bit of like stuff will just be like, hope your hands go. Not much we do about that, right? Like until we get to a point where we can publish it. But I think like the bits of that app that weren't done were really just the profile section, like settings and things like that. I mean, we can do that if people want.
That sounds exciting.
Let me have a quick sneak in. Huh? What was that?
He said that sounded exciting.
Profiles.
Sure.
Here's my profile picture. Here's me trimming it to a circle. Selecting the best circle out of this square picture. Avatar. Avatar master. We can make an avatar widget. Actually, it's probably already one, right? I keep forgetting. It's circular
avatar. Yeah, or circle avatar. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is.
Well, I'll be. Give me 1 second, people. 1 second.
He's running his code.
He's doing something.
It's not running.
Oh no! Oh no!
We like it when it runs, right?
Yes. We should only schedule shows for when it runs.
Yeah. So
next week shows can't get it to run.
I decided yesterday that I needed to make a change to one of my apps that I haven't touched in a while. Yeah, that led to hours and hours of dealing with Android Gradle nonsense that I still haven't resolved. Because I had to update it for other things, and yeah, it's always fun.
I have an app that I use nearly daily that I can't rebuild right now. Trying to figure out something about the iOS libraries changing or something, and it's like now I got to figure out how to rebuild my app.
Well, I did that with mine, my big one to move to Swift Package Manager, and it works. I just can't run it in the emulator on either one of them. I finally got the Rosetta ones working, and it's still going to run. So,
jeez.
Yeah. Right? Shall I share my screen and we can debug this together or something?
Yes.
Let's see what's going on.
Let's do that together.
Why not? Why not?
Yes.
It's a bit sad that like this. So this is the thing. This is when you don't have a server side. Now, I could make this work on a server, but then it involves scraping their data, which is against their policies, right? So, like, there's a certain amount of what you can, what you say should be doing, and what you should not be doing, right?
Yeah.
So, So previously we put this function there to scrape the HTML and pull out the various episodes. They have changed their website, therefore the HTML has changed. This is why we don't do web scraping, right? So, so as you can see here, they've now got like a list of all their episodes that they've made. And all we get is, by the looks of it, is the title. So this is not going to be good, but let's have a look. So here's the HTML. So we have an all episodes wrapper tag, which is what we were using before. Div tag all episodes with the hash. The hash means ID, so that would match. Then we were getting the category outer wrapper, which doesn't exist, so we don't have categories anymore. So this is kind of fallen now. This is going to fall over, right? Because we don't have categories anymore. Well, that was the whole purpose of a bunch of the code that was in here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you can view an episode here, but unless this data, I mean, I don't really want to go fetch each page for each episode, right? So do we have a category? No.
Well, as long as you cache it, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, but this is strictly speaking, sure. But I think that the problem here is one of it is actually something we could add caching to that, and that is something we can actually add to the app, which might be fun to do actually. But I think the problem here is there's just not the data that was there before. And of course, if to organize it differently, fine. But now that kind of annoyingly breaks all what we had,
it's definitely not very
the content's there, but now it becomes like a list of episodes. I mean, great, our homepage becomes here's a bunch of text. I don't really like that kind of idea, which is kind of annoying. And then any sort of pitch, I mean, let's just see if we can get like at least these, and then like this episode ID. I'm questioning what that's used for now, but we've got the slug there. So let's see if we can pull this out and get some data back in the app, shall we? So I've got the app running here with no data in it, and we've got the HTML. So let's update our I'll fetch other status.
So we're gonna get rid of the outer wrapper, right, and replace that.
So we're gonna get rid of categories.
Yeah.
Which are going to be interesting, but that's just the way we're going to have to do this, right? So episodes, and we're going to have to find everything that's an episode. So I think I'd say looks like TR class episode card.
Is that each episode is an episode?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we can do that in here. So we're going to say TR dot episode card.
And the ID is different. So
in episode wrapper. And that's going to be episode tags. And then in those episode tags, we want to hunt down the, we want to get the attribute for, let's call this, we'll do it, this is ID. And then the link is going to be episode query. Find out if that's correct. a href gives us this reference here. And then the title is all we get, which is, I guess I'd say text. I don't really want to say text white, but we could say just TD with class text white. So let's see. This is going to get us a link. We got ID, got a link. Split dot. I'm guessing there was a dot on there before, so we don't need that. So last part of the segment is the slug, which is this whole piece here, right? Right, episode slug. Add categories, episode categories.
You want to grab the title or the?
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to have any categories, right? So,
well, you would grab the.
It adds it to the category that doesn't. There's not.
Yeah, no.
So we're now going to have. Let's drop that out.
Yeah. And the title is now the TD.
Yeah, title is now TD with text white and text white. Get it in a text that thumbnail path. While we don't have that anymore, I think we can actually figure that one out though. So we go in here. No, look, it's a different tag. That's annoying.
Is it go back? Is it the beginning of the title? Is it like the first part of the title?
No, it's different. Hang on. This is Grey Wolf Renewable Energy. It's just a short version of the full.
Oh yeah.
So unless that. Yeah, it's just not mentioned anywhere in here, right? All right. Thumbnail path is going to be a blank string for now. And categories, no categories. I'm going to put ID in here just because.
I'm assuming, since I missed the beginning when you started working on the app, that there's no like API calls or anything being made. It's just returning HTML.
It doesn't have APIs. It's just web scraping.
Well, no, that's what he's doing. But my question was, if you looked at the network trace when you hit the it's not calling an API and build a page. Okay.
Oh. I'm guessing that's it trying to load the thumbnail that doesn't exist. I mean, it could be worse. We've got content, right? It's a little bit.
It's kind of, yeah.
It's kind of working. Right. Let's see what we're missing here, right? So we have an episode a model, I think. Slug title link thumbnail path.
ID. You need an ID.
Yeah, well, the ID is not being used, even though there's an episode ID on here, it's not actually being used anywhere.
Right, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I can add it, but it's not going to.
Yeah, I mean, later, maybe we'll find something where you can use it later, but yeah, it's not.
Yeah, so I think thumbnail URL is just calculating thumbnail path and assuming it exists. So I think there's a point here saying we don't have that. The way the thumbnail stuff here is working is we're getting the videos. Come on, brain. Video poster image, right? Might as well just stick that manually in there for a second because it's not much. And I almost would like, I think, when it comes to how we were, the reason why this was kind of like it is right here is because it wasn't clear that we had everything. So I think I'd like to do this as a map of, it's a list of episode. Which makes sense. You don't really care that much. It's no need to do all the whole parsing if you've already got it, right? So right, and then episodes. Oh, it's yeah, we don't need to just be a list of episode. We could index by ID, I guess. That would be unique, right? That's probably a bit better. Although the slug should probably be. Just do that. What am I doing? That's not right. Yeah. Cool. And then let's go furthest back. So we get a list of episodes. Now we don't do the from JSON mapping stuff. That's not needed. There we go. Okay. So the question now is, why have we not got a title on this, on these? Should we have a look? Where was it? It was widgets, episode card. I think we just hit them. Hang on, titles now. Titles there. Title favorite buttons. There should be a title right here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it could be? Hang on. We didn't check, did we? You know what it is? I reckon the title's coming back empty now, and now select probably back.
Yeah.
Where is it? TD text white. Episode. Let's go back here. So episode is this TR. So TD, which we could just say it's like a first TD. I'm trying to remember what it is now.
Ask Augment. What do we put here? I've been playing with Gemini and Chrome and having it attack the current web page.
How is it there?
That's what
yeah, it's obviously there.
Put it back. Yeah.
Is that the right place?
Let me just see if we actually got titles on our episodes.
Oh,
we need,
it's because you have blank lines.
we need to trim.
Yeah.
Always trim.
So it's there. It's just below what we could see, probably.
Yeah, there's a certain number of like lines. I think we limited it to or something. There we go.
Oh, look, there it is. Yay. Always keep your data trim.
Yeah, you must have it set to like max 2 lines or something on the card.
Yeah, let's just see. I've only got 25 though, which is kind of interesting.
Have it make up a random user agent every time you connect.
There must be. There's more than 25 here.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, do a search in the source for the card and see how many matches you get.
Hang on. There's the
suggestion.
Hang on. What's it still transferring? 84 requests. What the? Where's the timeline for the network requests?
The wireless. You want to look at click the little back where you were.
Oh.
Yeah. And then
this one. No, there's
no.
I thought you can get there was a view which gives you the timeline so you can see what's going on. I've got this filter to images. Idiot. There we go. Ooh. What? API.
So I was wondering if switch to an API.
I've added an API. I like this. Right, hang on.
So go back to their docs, and maybe their docs tell you about an API.
Docs.
Docs
on the Trail
Club. And we have all our data back. Yay! Okay, brilliant. I like this. I like this a lot.
Why are you seeing? Oh, are you logged? You're logged in. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I see when I hit it, I see like free samples, and then I see sign up to view for a bunch of the stories.
And we have our carousels and everything. Oh yes.
Oh yeah, there's like hundreds of them.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
This is brilliant.
He'll be going on this for 3 hours now today. I can't do that. I've got a hard stop in 15 minutes. So, but I just wanted to watch those as I can.
Oh yeah, they're loading 20. You're getting 25 because they're loading 25 at a time.
Yeah. And well, no, they embed 25 in the HTML, but they're actually calling in this JavaScript.
Right.
So you got results, skip.
Yeah. There's like 570 is the last one that it loads with the skip. So it looks like there's 569 episodes.
He must have been watching a frustrated Simon working on this app. Where's the API?
Or they said, "Hey, let's mess with him. Let's create an API in the middle of him doing all this work, so that he's going to redo everything."
Yes.
Okay, so we've got a.
So let Augment figure it out. Just give that all to Augment and go make this work with this API instead.
Yeah, API populate episodes. Yep.
Okay, so we should actually be able to call this direct. I just think that and we just have a skip, which is how many you skip. It always comes back in 25s, right?
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Like there's 10s here.
It's probably going to check the refer. It's going to check the refer for a special cookie. And then
I think the response tells you what the next skip is.
Okay.
No, that's what this skip is. No,
it's how many you skipped, right?
Sure. But I'm just trying to work out why it goes. And I guess they're coming back in 10s.
They're going by 10s. You get 25 and then 10 each time after that.
But it's kind of. I guess we'll just count how many we get back from the previous one and add that, and then keep going until we're less than until we get less coming back than what we asked for, I guess.
Well,
because when we get to the max, whatever the max is, 275, 285, 290, 30, 335, 345, we're going to be getting less than 10. So there should be 355.
Yeah, there's
65.
not like a page size is.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Like
yeah,
445. Oh my god, 500. Oh, here you go. Look, 565. There's 5.
Yeah, because
so the last one is 570, and we got blank.
Nothing, yeah.
So when we get back no results, then we know we're at the end.
That's actually pretty compatible.
And also, what's nice about this is we can actually paginate the scroll. We don't have to select them all up front. But let's stick with one. Okay, all right, let's do this. I'm liking. Right. So,
and we did this in 10 minutes.
Right, so we can make a request here for get. Is it get or post? It's a get for /API /populate API.
Oh, that's interesting. So even in their first request where they skip 25, they only get 10 back.
Not my problem.
Yeah, it's just it's like you always get 10 back. So
this is about
odd. It's like they've half implemented the API. Well, actually, that's a good question. Let's see. What happens if I don't skip the first 25? Do I get 10 that aren't showing up on their page right now?
Right, and then we want a content.
And skip have a default 0.
Skip is required. But what if I skip 0? Okay, so if I skip 0, am I getting? I'm just curious if I'm getting stuff that's not showing up on their page.
Oh,
I am.
interesting.
I am.
Huh.
No, it's showing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's weird. It skips the free samples. Don't show up. If I say skip 0, it starts at the first ones that you have to sign up to view. But I still only get 10 entries back. Huh.
I'm just surprised that the request doesn't have JSON, a JSON content type. It has it in the response, but not in the request. So, it's just weird. Okay. Right. So we got extract from. Now we should be able to say, okay, let's go look at our response payload here and say, okay, so we have a skip and results. So we'll have like an episode page, right? So let's just go in here and expand this to have a episode page. Thanks, AI, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't have it. We don't have a total. We just have results and skip, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're going to get up to 10 episodes back.
All right, and then we'll run our. Whilst that's doing that, I'm liking this. At least it's not going to be as broken as it was before. Right. So we say get all episodes, and we'll do a simple sort of int skip equals 0, and we'll I'm guessing the first one, I don't even know where the first one is. So you said the first one's 25, is it?
No, it's not. If you put 0, you'll start with the CAD score context aware episode, which is the first one that shows up for me as you have to log in.
But if you don't put 0, what do you get?
If I put 25, which is how they were doing it, the first one that shows up is this smart radar.
I think I know why, because there's 25 embedded in the web page. No, let's just do this. Let's just keep on with this, and we'll see. Okay. We'll let it go with 0 to begin with, and then go from there, right? So what we're saying here is going.
It's actually skipping 25. So you're skipping the first 25 when you say 25.
Yeah, and I said there's 25 built into the page, right? However, it's kind of...
Well, but you lose the samples. So it doesn't look like there's any way to get the sample ones back from the API.
Yeah, we'll get... so, right, then we need a break. Otherwise, we want to say... let's...
So your page size is 10 by default if you want to just bake it in, even though you're never using it.
We need to resend back an episode page. Yeah, I know. Let's do that page. So, right, so we're going to go from 0 whilst we could do something like this and just say, and then have it start off with a episode page that is null. Like, because you won't get the action anyway at the beginning anyway, really. So we could actually make that a late initialization. That might be slightly nicer, isn't it? Well, that's interesting. So it does it up front. We'll do a while loop. We'll do while loop.
Go, augment, go. I worship our AI autocompleter overlords.
It's a lot easier than that. And what we're saying here is once we fetch the page, we want to say skip plus equals, well, I guess it would be episodes length at this point, right? Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, right?
Well, we start at 0, right?
Yeah.
We want to skip all the ones we've had previously. Yeah, it would be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even need skip to sound like it had it right. So, all right, let's see what happens. And then episode wise, we need to update our model. We actually removed all those fields. Luckily, we didn't get to committing it yet. Oh, we're still good. Right, let's see what we got here. Let's bring this over somewhat.
Well, and it was in Git, so you could always get back to it.
I think that it's all there still.
Well, we're gonna find out, right? So I think I'm gonna bring all these fields back, and then I'm gonna bring it all back to what it was, and then
short released.
And then
yeah, they're all still there from what I can tell.
Nice.
Which is a bonus, I guess. Right. Okay.
All right, I got another meeting to get out, but
okay, let's just see. Is active, create that, update that. ID, title, DOD, short, release, timestamp.
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sample. Oh, yeah. Okay, we don't care about that. Audio, public audio, pre-assigned. Video ID. Thumbnail, title. Legacy carousels. Did we get legacy carousels? Yeah, we got legacy carousels.
Yep.
Slug. Yep. Description, front matter, content, published, approved. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So if I regenerate generate code again, let that run. We should. This is going to. Now we just need to. I need to. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring it up. I'll get the Git repo up, and then we can maybe undo other changes, do it properly, and back to there. We take this thing out. Is everyone finding this interesting? I guess. I don't know. Right. So
they're asking
we've got the updated API stuff.
Oh.
The extract episodes from HTML can be removed, right? Which also probably means that we can get rid of. Yes, we need to say response dot body episode. Yeah. Some never liked that in the first place, but it was good. It's good to show how you do that kind of stuff, right? We also have. Did we add a dependency for HTML? Maybe we already had that. Let's not go there just yet. Right. What else have we broken?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm happy with those changes. Audio manager. I think we can put this back to how it was then. Discard. We've got the episode page. Yep. Audio player, we have our title back. Legacy carousels, we have back. And release date, we have back. This is going to be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, order by release date, we can put back next to our release date back. Yeah, our grouping slug, yeah. That's weird. Month format was out because of the release date format, but that's come back now, so we can discard all those changes. Yeah, we got the title back, so we can order by that again. Next, the carousels back. Titles back. Descriptions back. This is awesome. This was the what is that for? Oh, release date, yeah, okay. Yep. Yep, got the title back. Yep. Cool. All right. So get all episodes. And favorite button. It's gone. All right, cool. Should we try it?
Yeah. See if it runs. It's fetching episodes. Hey,
And there you go.
Back up and running.
Look at that. Awesome. Yay.
Yay.
So there's definitely yeah, so there's definitely caching that we're not doing. We need to do. We can't have it doing all these fetches every single time it starts up. It's kind of interesting, right? Because you're hoping that I think the most recent one is at index 0. So you would fetch until you found the previous one that you've got, right? The previous most recent one that you've got. Assuming that they don't change old ones, right? There's not much you can do about that unless there's an API for seeing if an episode's updated. But we've got what we see here, and that's it. So, okay. This kind of it is not okay. So should we add caching? We can add caching. I kind of like that idea, and then update the background. Sorry, say again.
I think Randall and I both have to jump.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll leave it for now.
But we can. Yeah, we should make a note to look at caching for next week, maybe, if we don't have other things to
caching. Caching. Exactly.
Do people? I know that it's. Is it cache? Is that the proper pronunciation? Because it's French.
No, it's cache.
No, cache. You want to add a cache?
In English, it's cache. In English, it's cache.
Maybe in British English, it's cache. I don't know.
No, I'm saying because it's no. I'm
French,
saying
it's cache.
It's that's where it comes from, right? Yeah. So it's a cache of you have a cache of weapons, right? Something that you've stored somewhere as a backup, right? Like I'm pretty sure that it comes from the French, and then we just this is a cache now, right?
Yeah.
We mangled it as we often have. Yes.
Yeah, the French version carries a different version in English. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Which we spell in English with a T sometimes, CACHET. The cache of somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. This is what we're doing on the Humpday show. We're describing English constructs and French constructs.
What else would you do?
Yeah.
I know. Not like we're going to talk about Flutter or anything.
Right.
All right.
Cool.
Anyway.
Well, I think that's it for the show.
Yeah.
166 hours. We'll be right back here.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we'll see you same time, same place next week. Maybe for some animations with a guest. So we'll be posting that beforehand.
Nice.
And we'll hopefully be posting it ahead of time. Okay, Randall.
That's your cue in the show.
Q-hoo. Yes.
Right.
Q.
See you all next week. Bye.